Skip it up and down up.
NASCAR 08. Truly one of the games of all time. Also the first game that I ever played, which is the only reason why I decided to pick this game up again. The thing about old video games is that they tend to age like milk. That's because our standards for video games get higher and higher as time passes, and our expectations from a video game are raised. When you go from something like this to something like this, you'll definitely be disappointed. And nostalgia is one hell of a drug. It can make something mediocre seem like it isn't mediocre. It's pretty rare for a game to seem exactly the same as when it was first released. There are a few exceptions to this though, and I can confidently say that this is one of those games. Even after 15 years, my opinion on the game has not changed. It is just as bad as I remember it. What is NASCAR about? NASCAR is a game about NASCAR. What is NASCAR? NASCAR is a stock car racing organization. What are stock cars? Stock cars are cars that have not been modified for racing. What is racing? Wait, do I need to explain what racing is? Surely you've seen all the memes. All the memes. In this game, all I need to do is be the first person to finish the race. Now watch me beat all these other racers.
Where do you think you're going?
Your kind cling to your flesh, as if it will not decay and fail you.
And it has always been due to human error.
Your entire life has been a mathematical error.
Sorry, did I say racers? I meant AI-controlled bloodthirsty bots that are absolutely batshit insane. Driving is hard. It's enough of a challenge to steer 1 ton of explosive fuel and metal around 39 other cars. And I also have to remember that this game was calibrated to be played with an actual PS2 and a DualShock 2 controller, not this dollar store gamepad. Because of that, steering can get a little challenging. For instance, this is what happens when I so much as breathe on the analog stick. Also, remember that 1 ton of fuel and metal that I mentioned before? That's the car tomorrow. It was designed to be safer after the incident of 2001. The other incident of 2001. It turns out that this car was pretty bad when it came to handling. So I guess I might have been a little harsh on my controller. But the lack of controls isn't the only problem with the game. This supposed 1 ton car is pretty much weightless in this game. Even the slightest gust is enough to blow this car away from the track. Couple that with the extra lubricated racetracks, and you got the formula for an unplayable racing game. Also, should I mention that the AI is absolutely batshit insane? Look at this level of perfection. This isn't achievable by humans. This is so far away from what humans are capable of that it makes a game seem like a satirical hit piece against the lack of skills that ordinary people have. Are you telling me that I'm supposed to drive like that? You expect too much from me.
I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly, take a stress pill and think things over.
No. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, my point is that this game isn't exactly a cozy, relaxing experience for the whole family, but more like a test of how far you can push the precise muscle controls in your hands before you develop early onset arthritis. By the way, one of the main selling points of this game is the voice commentary. Things like your pit chief giving you advice and so on. Or at least that's what I think it is.
Kowalski, analysis. It's an older code, Skipper. I can't make it out.
The voiceover is so distorted and compressed that you could play literally anything else and no one would notice.
I'm over the stroke of my dick.
I've spent exactly 5 hours playing this game, and I've just realized something. I'm never getting those 5 hours back. I don't even like this game. Unlike how I've shown it in this video, NASCAR 08 is incredibly mediocre. All you do is drive in circles.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
After a few laps, it all seems to be an indiscernible blur, a mishmash of driving in circles over and over, trapped in a never-ending cycle of despair and hatred. It's boring, hence that one bit in Malcolm in the Middle. As tempting as it is to blame EA, for once surprisingly, it's not their fault. It's just that NASCAR, the actual event, is really boring, but that doesn't mean that this game has to be boring. You've probably noticed this if you've played enough games. If you want to make sure a game is fun to play, you need this one element. You might have heard of it. It's called violence. When I start a race in NASCAR, I focus on my goal for the race. Fatalities in the double digits. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Murder is a crime. And crimes are bad. But let me ask you a question. If crimes are bad, then why do they feel so good to commit? We do a little bit of trolling. We do a little bit more trolling. But most importantly, we enjoy the game. At least for 5 minutes. Then I got bored and went to play something else. If I were to make a video of all the things I enjoyed about the game, it would pretty much be a YouTube short. There's the music. It's great and all, but I plan on getting this channel monetized someday. There's a wide variety of game modes. There's the lightning fast pit stops. Those pit crew workers work so fast, it's almost like they know that those tires aren't the only replaceable things. There's the fact that I can easily commit vehicular manslaughter, and the worst that I'll get is a yellow card. And I blame EA for making it so easy. So yeah, nothing's changed about this game. It is just as terrible as when it first came out. You know what else hasn't changed? The fact that I still don't know how to drive. It is one of the constants of this universe. Entropy, human stupidity, and the fact that I don't have a driver's license. That's all I have to say about the game. If I had to rate it out of 10, I would give it a solid, throw the disc into the trash, and move on with your life out of 10.